All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. We're the Hebrew Israelites, coming to you week in and week out to preach the gospel of the kingdom, okay? And trying to walk and be in the spirit of the children of God, right? Because although the children of Israel are God's favorite, anybody can get favor from God by walking in the spirit that you're supposed to be in. I'm going to start right here. Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right? So is that, you know, from the gate, he's sending you as sheep in the midst of wolves. Right? So what do wolves do to sheep? They hunt them. They prey on them. Right? And that's literally what's happening today. Right? And it says, and Yahushua is telling you, listen, I'm sending you as sheep among wolves. Right? So you're going to be the prey and they're going to be the predator. Right? He says, but, right? It's not a tough guy thing. It's not a tough guy thing, because he said, I want you to be wise as a serpent, but also harmless as a dove. Okay, letting you know, yes, you do have to be smart. Right? You do got to be vigilant, understand what's going on. Right? Seeing the board set up. You got to understand that. Right? But on top of that, it says, do what? Be harmless as doves. Right? So, and doves are not harmless. I mean, harmful. Right? They don't have fangs. They don't have huge claws. Right? They don't have big arms. They can't get you in a sleeper hold. Right? So he's telling us to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Right? But also understand that you're going to be a sheep in the midst of wolves, right? And why is that? Because sheep can't attack. Sheep don't defend themselves, right? Why is that? Because that's just what they just wasn't set up to do that. That's why when people typically have sheep, they have like guard dogs, right? They have like guard dogs or whatever kind of guard animal they have set up. I think some people have like llamas, right? But the point is they have something set up to protect the sheep, right? Because the sheep can't defend themselves, right? And Yahushua is letting us know, like, listen, this is the type of battle that you're getting yourself into. You're going to go against wolves, and you have to be wise and harmless, right? It says, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5 and 39. It says, but I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him also the other, right? So it says that what? Don't resist evil, right? And resist basically means to fight back, right? Because if you watch a movie like all different kinds of movies, but specifically one of the most popular ones is the Terminator, right? They got a group of people where they call who? The Resistance, right? Because they resist, they fight back. Right? And we're not supposed to fight back evil, at least not in a way in which they want, right? Because our weapons are, because we do have weapons of warfare, but the scriptures say our weapons of warfare are not carnal. Okay, we don't have physical weapons of warfare. We don't even have typical weapons of warfare, right? Our weapons of warfare are love, compassion, mercy, forgiveness, right? That praying for people, that's our weapons of warfare. That's what we use to go to war with, right? And when we're praying, we're not praying for harm. We're praying for good. We're praying for restoration. We're praying for someone to be built up, right? We're praying for the Lord to have mercy upon the person, right? And like two examples that come to mind off of that is Stephen, right? When they was putting him to death, he prayed that they get mercy. And Yahweh Shai, when he was about to get put to death, when he was praying that the people who set him up, they get mercy as well. So that's our weapons of warfare, right? We do go to war, but not in the typical way. We don't go to war in the typical way. We go to war in the way in which Yahweh Shai went to war and his disciples, right? That's the way in which we go to war. This is Matthew 5 and verse 43. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, right? So it's pretty much going into what? It's pretty much going right now into our weapons of warfare, right? It says love your enemies, right? So that's one of the weapons that we have at our disposal, right? Loving our enemies. So what kind of weapon is that? You're gonna love your enemy? Yes, right? Because you got to understand that you got to understand who you're fighting against. You got to understand what games are being played, right? It's like in chess. Sometimes you might lose a few pawns to get in the right position that you need to win, right? If you look at the fight with, matter of fact, if you look at almost all of Floyd Mayweather's fights towards the end of his career, he's losing like the first 3 to 4 rounds every time, right? Now he's losing, but he's not really losing. What's going on is he's examining. He's looking at openings. He's seeing weaknesses. And then in doing so, he's losing on the card, right? He's getting behind on the scorecard. But here's the thing. It takes him about 3 to 4 rounds, and then as soon as he got you all down, it's just downhill from there. He just completely takes over, right? He completely just shifts into a whole another gear, right? And that's the same thing with this, right? Although it may seem like, hey, we're taking L's, right? It's not looking good, right? It's tactical. It's strategic. First off, matter of fact, look at that. I'm good about that. This is Philippians 3 and 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach, right? So the things in this world that seem like a gain or a win in the eyes of Yahweh Shai is a loss, right? If I'm walking down a block, somebody smacks me, how? I let that slide and I pray for this person, right? I have mercy upon this person. I don't exact revenge. I pray the Lord have mercy on him, that he repents, that he comes back to God. That's a win in the eyes of the Lord. But in the world, that's looked at as a what? A loss. You just took a loss, right? You just let the ball do this to you, and you ain't do nothing back. So, and that's typically how this works, right? Things that are counted as gain here are typically things that are losses in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. That's typically, for the most part, across the board, the case, right? Just like when you look at a situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Chris Rock took the high road for whatever reason. Chris Rock took the high road. I was like watching, man, he only did that because this and the third. I'm not trying to hear none of that. For whatever reason, Chris Rock took the high road, right? And